The high school courtyard was busy with students chatting and eating lunch. Jungkook was leaning against a wall watching Sarah as she talked with her friends. He was so focused on her that he didn't notice you walking up to him. Hey Jungkook, you said, sounding annoyed. Can you move? You're in my way. He turned to look at you, frowning. Your way? What are you talking about? You crossed your arms and glared at him. I'm trying to see my friend Sarah. You know, the girl you keep staring at like a weirdo. His face turned red. I don't stare at her like a weirdo. I'm just looking at her. You smirked. Yeah, whatever you say. Why are you always so irritating? Don't you have anything better to do? I do, he replied calmly. I was going to meet Alex before you decided to block my view. Oh, right, your buddy Alex, he said sarcastically. Must be nice having a guy best friend who follows you everywhere. Are you jealous? You teased, raising an eyebrow. At least I have friends who care about me. He rolled his eyes. I have friends too. I don't care if you're done sulking, I have got better things to do. You said with a mocking tone. Fine, go ahead, I don't care. He muttered. He started to walk away but then turned back with a mischievous smile. By the way, if you ever need tips on talking to girls, I could help you out. His jaw dropped. Like, I would ever ask you for advice. While you were teasing Jungkook, Alex walked over, looking for you. He whined. He called out, smiling as he approached. Hey, Alex, he said, turning to him. Jungkook immediately stopped talking and started glaring at Alex. His face twisted in a way he had never seen before. It almost looked like jealousy. Without another word, Jungkook spun around and walked away quickly. He watched him leave and confused. What's his problem? He muttered. Then Alex shrugged. Maybe he's having a bad day. You frowned your eyebrows. He was fine a minute ago. Do you think he has feelings for Sarah? He shook his head. No, I think he has feelings for you. You laughed at him. That's impossible. He has crush on Sarah. Everyone knows that. Alex raised an eyebrow. Maybe, but did you see the way he looked at me? He was jealous. Jealous? No way, you repeated still while he sighed. I'm telling you, Wine, I know what he saw. You shook your head. I don't believe it. He was probably just annoyed because I was teasing him. He smiled knowingly. Or maybe he was jealous because he doesn't like seeing you with me. You rolled your eyes. You're reading too much on it. He shrugged again, maybe, but just think about it. As you walked away together, you couldn't help but replay the scene in your mind, wondering if there was any truth to Alex's words. As you entered the classroom, you stopped in your place. You saw Sarah in Jungkook's arms. He was holding her up as if he had just saved her from falling. Thank you so much, Jungkook, she said, looking grateful. I almost tripped over that bag. No problem, he replied, letting go of her gently. Sarah smiled and went to her seat, but you felt a pang of sadness seeing them so close. You couldn't understand why it bothered you so much. Jungkook noticed you standing there and gestured with his eyes for you to go to your seat. You sighed and walked to your desk, shaking your head slightly. Alex leaned over and whispered, "You okay?" You forced a smile. "Yeah, I'm fine." Jungkook walked into his seat, which was right behind you, on Alex's bench. As he sat down, he looked at you, but you didn't meet his gaze. You were still disturbed by the earlier scene with Sarah. The professor entered the classroom and started teaching. You tried to focus on the lesson, but your mind kept drifting back to Jungkook. You felt a strange mix of emotions: confusion, sadness, and a hint of jealousy. Halfway through the class, you glanced over your shoulder at Jungkook. You saw that he was staring at Sarah again. Your heart sank and you quickly turned back to face the board. You gripped your pen tightly and started poking the bench with it, trying to distract yourself from the hurt you felt. "Ivan, are you okay? You seem really upset," he asked, leaning closer. You sighed and stopped poking the bench. "Yeah, I'm okay," you lied. That evening, you sat in your room trying to do your homework, but you couldn't stop thinking about Jungkook. Every time you closed your eyes, you saw him looking at Sarah. Frustrated, you tossed your books aside and grabbed your phone. You needed to talk to someone. You called Alex and he picked up after a few rings. "Hey Vine, what's up?" "Alex, I'm going crazy. I can't stop thinking about Jungkook," you said, your voice full of frustration. He chuckled softly. "Sounds like someone has a crush." You groaned. "No, Alex, it's not like that. I don't know why I care so much. I think the only solution is to avoid him." "Why do you want to avoid him?" he asked gently. "Because every time I see him looking at Sarah, it hurts, and I can't focus on anything else. If I avoid him, maybe I can get him out of my head." Finally, you admitted your feelings. "One, I think the reason it hurts so much is because you have feelings for him," he said softly. "No, I don't think. He likes Sarah. He always liked Sarah. I can't have feelings for him." You again denied it. "Feelings don't always make sense. Just because he likes Sarah doesn't mean you can't have feelings for him too," he replied. You sighed, feeling tears forming at your eyes. "But what am I supposed to do, Alex? It hurts too much to be around him." "Maybe you should talk to him, tell him how you feel." You shook your head even though he couldn't see her. "No way, that would just make things awkward. Besides, he doesn't feel the same way." "But avoiding him won't make your feelings go away. You need to face them." You took a deep breath, trying to calm yourself. "I don't know if I can do that, Alex. It's too hard." "I'll be here for you no matter what you decide. Just don't do something you will regret later." "Thanks, Alex. I don't know what I would do without you." After hanging up, you lay back on your bed, staring at the ceiling. You knew Alex was right, but that didn't make it any easier. You needed to find a way to deal with your feelings for Jungkook, even if it meant facing some difficult truths. The next day at school, you found yourself face to face with Jungkook in the hallway. You could feel his eyes on you, but you quickly looked away and hurried over to where Alex was waiting. "Hey Vine, what's the rush?" I greeted you, noticing your hurried pace. "Just trying to get to class on time," you said, forcing a smile. Jungkook watched you go, feeling a pang of frustration. He had wanted to talk to you, to figure out why you were avoiding him, but every time he tried, you seemed to slip away. As the days went by, you continued to avoid Jungkook whenever you could. Whenever you saw him in the hallway or in class, you would quickly look away and find an excuse to leave. It frustrated Jungkook to no end. He couldn't understand why you were avoiding him, and it made him angry. He tried to catch your attention to talk to you, but you always seemed to be one step ahead of him. It went on like this for a week, with Jungkook growing more and more frustrated, and you were feeling more and more guilty about it. You sat alone in the college ground, lost in your thoughts. You didn't notice Jungkook approaching until he was right beside you. You tensed up, ready to make a quick escape, but before you could move, Jungkook grabbed your wrist and pulled you to his side. "Hey Wine, can we talk?" he said. His voice was surprisingly gentle. You blinked in surprise, confused by his sudden approach. "What are you doing, Jungkook?" "I just want to talk to you," he replied, his grip on your wrist firm but not aggressive. You hesitated for a moment, unsure of what to do, but something in Jungkook's expression softened your resolve, and you reluctantly nodded. "Okay, what do you want to talk about?" you asked, trying to keep your voice steady despite your nerves. He took a deep breath as if gathering his thoughts. "I need a favor." You furrowed your brow in confusion. "A favor? What kind of favor?" He took deep breath, steeling himself. "I need you to help me talk to Sarah." Your eyes widened in surprise. "Talk to Sarah? Why me?" Jungkook looked up at you, his eyes searching yours. "Because you're friends with her and I don't know what to say to her. I need your help, Ryan." You felt a mix of emotions swirling inside you, confusion, surprise, and a hint of something else you couldn't quite identify. "Jungkook, I don't know if I can help you with that." His expression fell, disappointment flickering in his eyes. "Please, Ryan, I don't know who else to talk." You sighed, feeling torn. You wanted to help Jungkook, but you also didn't want to get involved in his feelings for Sarah. I will think about it, okay?" He nodded, his grip on your wrist loosening. "Thank you, Wine." You felt sad to see his happiness unknowingly. As you watched him walk away, you couldn't shake the feeling that you were getting yourself into something you weren't ready for. But deep down, you knew you couldn't ignore Jungkook's request. You would have to find a way to help him, even if it meant confronting your own feelings in the process. The weekend arrived and you found yourself at a resort for Jack's birthday party. You had agreed to help Jungkook talk to Sarah, but you couldn't shake the nervous feeling in the pit of your stomach. As you arrived, Jungkook approached you with a smile. "Hey Vine, thanks for coming for me." You nodded, feeling a little uncertain. "No problem, Jungkook." Throughout the day, Jungkook stayed close to you, treating you as if you were his girlfriend. He brought you food, played games with you, teased you gently, and even danced with you when the music started playing. "Having fun?" he asked with a grin as they spun around on the dance floor. You couldn't help but smile back. "Yeah, I am. Thanks, Jungkook." You both found a quiet spot away from the crowd, sitting down to catch their breath. Jungkook looked at you with a soft expression. "You know, I have never really talked to you like this before. It's nice." You felt yourself drawn to him more with each passing moment. "Yeah, it's nice. I'm glad we are getting to know each other better. As you both talked, you found yourself opening up to Jungkook in a way you hadn't expected. You told him about your hobbies, your dreams, your fears, and he listened attentively, offering words of encouragement and support. I'm really glad we are friends, Vine, he said sincerely, his eyes meeting yours. You felt your heart flutter at his words. Me too, Jungkook. Me too. As the day turned into night, you realized that despite your initial hesitation, spending time with Jungkook had been surprisingly enjoyable. You didn't know what the future held for you, but for now, you were not content to just to be in his presence, enjoying the unexpected bond that had formed between you. As the night grew darker, the party continued, but you found yourself searching for Jungkook. You couldn't shake the feeling of worry. Pushing through the crowd, you made your way to the rooftop, hoping to find him there. But instead of Jungkook, your heart sank as you saw Sarah kissing someone. Panic surged through your veins and you felt a surge of protectiveness for Jungkook. You had to stop him from seeing this. Just as you were about to leave, a voice called out your name. You turned and saw Jungkook walking towards you, concern etched on his face. Ryan, there you are. I have been looking everywhere for you. Are you okay? He said, his voice tinged with relief. Your mind raced, searching for a way to protect him from the heartache you knew he would feel if he saw Sarah with someone else. Without thinking, you closed the distance between you, pressing lips against his in a desperate kiss. He froze in surprise, but after a moment he responded, his arms wrapping around you. The world seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of you in that moment of tension and confusion. When you finally pulled apart, his eyes were wide with shock. Wine, what was that? Your heart pounded in your chest, but you forced yourself to meet his gaze. I didn't want you to see Sarah with someone else, you admitted, your voice trembling slightly. Wine, Jungkook, you turned around and shocked to see Sarah was kissing none other than your best friend Alex. Alex, what's going on? He asked, your voice trembling with emotion. He turned to you, his expression tensed. I'm sorry, Vine. It's part of Jungkook's plan. Your eyes widened in confusion. Jungkook's plan? What do you mean? Just then, Jungkook appeared beside them, his face serious. Vine, I can explain. You looked at him, your mind reeling with the unexpected turn of events. Explain what, Jungkook? What's happening? He took a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. Sarah, she is my cousin. I didn't want anyone to know because of the attention it would bring. I wanted to keep her safe. Your confusion deepened. Your cousin? But why would you keep it as a secret? Jungkook looked away, his cheeks flushing with embarrassment. I didn't want people to use her for their benefits. We already know about the girl following, and also, Alex stepped forward, his expression apologetic. I'm sorry, Vine, I didn't mean to deceive you. Sarah told me about her relationship with Jungkook, and I thought it would be a good idea to help you both realize your feelings for each other. You felt the ground was shifting beneath your feet. Feelings for each other? Sarah stepped forward, her eyes filled with sympathy. Vine, I'm sorry for the deception. Jungkook has feelings for you and he knew you like him. But you were not ready to admit that's why we created this he has crush on me drama and made you realize your feelings for him. Your heart skipped a beat as you processed Sarah's words. Jungkook, you have feelings for me? He nodded silently. Yes, Vine, I do. You felt a rush of emotions, relief, joy, and a hint of disbelief. I, I don't know what to say. Jungkook took a step closer, reaching out to gently keep your face. You don't have to say anything, Wine. Just know that I care about you more than you will ever know. Your heart was racing as you looked into Jungkook's eyes. I care about you, Wine. His expression softened, a warm smile spreading across his face. Wine, you have no idea how happy that makes me. You felt your cheeks flush as Jungkook reached out to gently brush a stray strand of hair from your face. Your eyes met, and in that moment, all the nervousness and fear melted away, leaving only the undeniable connection between you. I love you, Wine, he said, kissing your forehead. I love you too, Jungkook, you said, and immediately snuggled into his embrace while Sarah and Alex felt happy about you both. Thank you for watching.